Who are reptile people? When people refer to the concept of reptile people, what does that mean?
Well, I know some people want to laugh and say that sounds like a farce, but when you look into the ancient texts, you find that there were people that were reptile-like beings that were bilateral, bipedal beings, just like us. And the culture that we found in Iraq is called the Ubaid culture. Ubaid. They found remnants of their cities and civilization, and hundreds of statuettes have been discovered, which are now in the museums. And they even were able to establish that these people had a monocle type society based on their clothing. Some had, long robes, short robes. Some had staffs. Some were naked. Those would be the poor people. Women were breastfeeding babies, but they looked like reptiles. They had reptilian heads, reptilian scales on their skin. They were reptilian people by any account, and in some way, shape, or form, they died out, or maybe they just left. No one is really sure. They probably made it. Maybe some people say they made it and bred into humanity, and that bloodline is still on the planet till this day. It's not really too clear, but in some way, they were here. Now, in the Nag Hammadi scripts, they also talk about these reptilian beings, and they say that they have the capability of hovering in between dimensions and attaching themselves to a human's consciousness and kind of almost like remote controlling them or creating angst and anger and so forth within them. That's in the Nag Hammadi. So, two different accounts, one more spiritual, multidimensional, and one more physical.
Is all of this happening on this plane of reality, the way that most humans perceive things through? Or is some of this potentially other dimensional?
It could be both. It could be third dimensional reality where things are engaging us within this dimension, but also it could be that some of this stuff came from a higher dimension or a different dimension. There are so many dimensions compactified, which is actually a real word for people who like to tell me my words aren't real.
I wasn't sure.
Compactified, real word in science. Last time I said compactified, there were like 1,000 messages. That's not even a real word. I'm like, I learned that in a science class. It's a real word. And so all the dimensions are compactified on top of each other, and each one is at a specific frequency. Now, what if you and I were able to access or understand or encode the exact frequency of the next dimension, which is right here in this room with us, and we can literally create a technology that can shift our frequency into that frequency so we can match it and step right in. So, could there be beings from different dimensions that have obtained the subatomic vibration or frequency of the third dimension of this universe and said, let's pay them a visit? Could that be things that are responsible for paranormal activity, seeing ghosts, all that kind of crazy stuff? Or could it be that they actually came here and took on bodies? In the Emerald Tablets, they claim to have taken on bodies and engaged mankind. So there's all of these different potential ideas and concepts. Could they be third dimensional? Could they be multidimensional? Could they be just spiritual beings, non-corporeal that then somehow talk to us through dreams and visions? In actuality, it could be all three. There's so much going on.
What is up? I want to first of all thank you for being here, and secondly announce we are doing a giveaway for subscribers of this channel. All you need to do for a chance to win sweet prizes such as this portable red light from Mito Red Light, also be giving away the Mito Pro, which is a larger panel, is subscribe to the channel. Extra entries will be given out for people commenting on episodes, and extra entries also be given out for sharing this episode and tagging me, Aaron Alexander, on Instagram. So every 5,000 subscribers, we will announce a new winner. We'll be doing this at least up to 100,000 subscribers. So that is it. Subscribe, comment, share for a chance to win sweet prizes. Good luck to you, and I appreciate you being here. I'm looking up the quote that I heard from Nikola Tesla. It was, if you want to find, I think I might have found it here. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. I think that is probably something that I've heard you say in the past, is something along the lines, I have my notes here, but it's something along the lines, actually I have it written down the way you said it. The deeper you go into antiquity, the more perfect the construction was. And I think that there's something to that in association with Nikola Tesla's quote, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. It seems like we're starting to rediscover some of those ancient technologies.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, we are rediscovering them. In my book, The Compendium of the Emerald Tablets, there's a quote in there from Thoth where he's talking about utilizing, basically what he's saying is photons, which is light, and cymatic frequencies, vibration, to create solid matter or manifest solid matter. He was a great alchemist. Now, if you don't know anything about that happening in science, you might think like, man, that sounds like fantasy. But then all of a sudden, just 3 years ago, 3 years, two scientists took photons and cymatics and created solid matter in the laboratory. So modern science, again, has just replicated what was written 36,000 years ago.
And they created new matter. You can't destroy or create matter. They created matter 3 years ago.
3 years ago, they were able to use light and frequencies to literally manifest some solid matter. Now, a very small amount, but yes, they did it. They made solid matter. You can look it up on physics.org. It was an incredible, incredible experiment.
Yeah, the frequency stuff, I wonder how much of this, like, what does all this mean to a normal kind of like plebeian layman person going to work, drinking a Coors, just trying to, get the rent paid and have a good time? What does this mean to them?
It means that we're living in an amazing universe. And it means that what appears to be this drinking a Coors life, wake up and grind all day, drink a beer, lay back down, do it all again. It's not the real living. It's not real living, right? That's like an NPC, non-player character. They have us playing these programmed roles like rats in a maze, when the reality of what's really going on around us is so amazing and astonishing. It would blow our minds on a day-to-day basis to realize how much is out there, how much we just don't know. But also for the people who have the futuristic mindsets, when I make a statement like they just created solid matter from lights and vibrations, a person with a futuristic thinking mind can begin to get all kind of downloads as to how and what kind of technologies can now be developed from that. And those become the minds that help build and create the bigger, brighter future, right? All of a sudden, you don't need a construction crew because a building can manifest itself based on programmed matter. You see? All these kind of things start happening. A building that gets damaged can repair itself. You don't need to hire a team or crew to come out and fix it anymore. All these things begin to happen. So it's just, it's amazing when you can see these kind of experiments happen and then extrapolate 30 years into the future, 50 years, 100 years into the future, and see and envision what kind of technologies can come out of it that can literally lift the burden from humanity and change the way we live.